Kopi Luwak is the world's most expensive coffee, though for some it falls under the category of too good to be true. In the Sumatran village where the beans are grown lives a breed of wild tree cat. These cats eat the beans, digest them, and then defecate. The villagers then collect and process the stools. It is the combination of the beans and the gastric juices of the tree cat that give Kopi Luwak its unique flavor and aroma. You're shitting me.
So today I am going to be reviewing the world's most expensive coffee. Now, what is the world's most expensive coffee? It is something called Kopi Luwak, which is cat shit coffee. Let me explain. The way that this coffee works and the reason that it is such a delicacy is because you take a civet, which is a type of cat, like kind of like a cat, raccoon, lemur. They're found in Asia and places like Indonesia. And what they found is that these animals are omnivores, but they're frutivores too. So they're going around eating lots of fruits. And coffee is a fruit. So what these animals do is they go and eat coffee berries, and then it ferments in their stomach. And then when they shit it out, people go and take the little coffee beans and then roast it. And that is how you get your coffee. We have here today some Kopi Luwak coffee from Black Eye Coffee in Bali. Shout out to the homie Marlon for getting this for me on his last trip to Indonesia. I am so thankful that he decided to get some of this for me, because we've been talking about this cat shit coffee, is what we call it, for a while now. I've been looking into this. I've been very interested to see what it's all about. And today I'm gonna try it and see if it's legit.
Kopi Luwak. What do you got against Kopi Luwak? Too fancy for my taste.
Let's talk about what this coffee is like from just my standard of coffee now, or just my standard of any food, because this is technically an animal-based product now because it's been eaten and fermented through the animal, so it's technically animal-based. So as a result, one of the first questions I have to ask myself is, how are these animals being treated? Now, these animals are not being treated well. I can almost guarantee you that this Kopi Luwak from Black Eye is not a company that probably treats these civets like, you know, like they should be treated. These are nocturnal animals too, which means that they're typically hunting for food at night. What's been happening because of the high demand for this Kopi Luwak coffee is that people across places like Indonesia are creating these little civet farms where they just cage civets and feed them only the coffee berries. So you can imagine now they've taken these civets out of their natural habitat, they've put them into cages, and now they're force feeding them coffee beans. We could just imagine this is not going to be the most optimal method possible. And on top of that, I don't know where these coffee beans originally even came from. So what I'm doing today is making a review video. However, this is not something that I would probably be consuming every day, primarily because the ethical standards used for raising these animals is not up to my standards. So therefore, I'm gonna try it. I'm probably gonna like it. I'm gonna give you a review on it, but this is not something that I would recommend spending your money on regularly. As I said, this is a delicacy, but there's so much demand for it that the suppliers are pushing this shit out. When demand for a product rises to a certain level, suppliers need to meet that demand somehow, and usually what happens is quality starts dropping so that they can meet the demand with their supply. That's something that I try really, really hard not to do as my company grows, because this is something I see happen very often, which is a company grows or an industry grows to a certain point, and then as a result, quality has to diminish for prices to lower so that they can continue to meet rising demand. This is just basic economics. So with this coffee fruit, I'm just making the assumption, because I did the research and I could not find transparency, that this is probably sprayed with pesticides that I don't approve of. This is probably grown using styles that I don't approve of. Again, I cannot verify, and I am only doing this one time for this review video. The way I'm gonna review this, I am going to look at the coffee, I'm gonna smell the coffee, then we're gonna brew the coffee. And this is bagged coffee. However, what I'm gonna do is pour it into this French press, because I prefer French press coffee over a drip coffee like this. And the only difference is this is just in a bag. Eating animal shit, or eating your own shit, or the byproducts of feces, from an evolutionary standpoint, does have some validity to it. I will make videos on this topic in the future, but don't think that this is some kind of wild thing that never occurs through history. Eating feces is part of evolutionary history for humans. I mean, what, you got a dog? You got dogs at home? You ever seen them eat shit? Still doing it. Like, these fucking animals are still doing this shit. So, you know, it's us humans that are kind of driven away from our nature. The animals are still very in tune with their nature. That's why I learned so much from my dog. So I'm really excited. I mean, I might not be down with the standards of how this was grown or the ethical standards. We can hope that in the future there will be more sustainable methods. All right, so first things first.
Kopi Luwak, the rarest beverage in the world.
When the civet poops out the beans, they're not just taking the straight poop beans out of its ass and then grounding that up. Like, they still take it through the roasting process necessary to make it like this blacked out coffee. If you look at what coffee beans look like, they're much lighter. When they get roasted is when they get this like dark brown, blackish type of color. It has such a like unique aroma. It smells very earthy, like it's from the jungle. You're like legitimately. And it's from Bali, so it makes sense. When people go and scavenge for these beans in nature, they're finding it in the middle of the jungle where these civets are. I'm excited. We're about to brew this shit up, and we're all gonna try it right now. We got Ben behind the camera. He's gonna try some. Yo! We got Bobby. Yeah! He's gonna try some. So, sorry, Roger the dog. You can't try any because you're a fucking dog, but maybe in another life, you know. Kopi Luwak coffee originally started gaining prominence from a movie called Bucket List. If you've ever seen that movie with Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman, that is where this coffee started really gaining notoriety. And after that movie, everybody wanted some.
It's called Kopi Luwak.
I know what it's called.
You do?
Never catch me drinking that shit.
Have you ever tried it?
No, I'm more of an instant coffee man.
My recommendation on how to brew your coffee, whether it's Kopi Luwak coffee or just regular coffee, is to brew it at about 200 to 212 degrees Fahrenheit. 212 degrees is your boiling point. You don't want to go over that. So from my experience of brewing coffees for years and testing the different temperatures and the flavor profiles and the feelings of all of these different temperatures, 200 to 212 is my personally preferred brewing temperature. But I'll do that anywhere from 5 minutes all the way up to 30 minutes. So this is up to you to become the expert and master of your own life to see what you like the best. Because you shouldn't just listen to some other guy and what he likes and then base your life off of that. Maybe there will be like a slight little deviance of what you like that you like even better. So if you like something at 208 degrees for 12 minutes brewing time, do that. That's fine. If you don't. It doesn't matter. So do whatever makes you happy. I'm just giving you general recommendations here. The coffee's name is Kopi Luwak, and Kopi Luwak just means coffee and the name of the animal that ferments it and it comes out from. So Kopi means coffee and Luwak is the animal, the civet that it ferments inside of its stomach and then it shits it out and that's what we drink. I just want to give a big shout out to the sponsor of this video, which just so happens to be my company, Specker. So, if you're a coffee drinker and you want to add something super epic to your coffee to give you a nice sense of balance and focus and just energy on a nice calm level, then check out these Specker CBD drops. This is the unflavored version that we just released. You can buy it at speckercbd.com. Use discount code Amir. And you can put this in your coffee. The CBD and the MCT oil together is like a nice biohacking supplement that when you put it into the coffee and combine all of those together, you create yourself a really nice energy drink, but an energy drink that doesn't give you the jitters. Get yourself some Specker CBD drops and have the best caffeine drug trip you've ever had. It's one and two. One of the things with this Kopi Luwak is that a claim that is made is that the coffee shouldn't be as bitter because of this fermentation process. So we're gonna see if that's true. I have no problem with that bitter flavor, but these are just some of the claims. Like, the acidity isn't as bad, or it's not as bitter, blah, blah, blah. Like, show me the research. Which really begs the question for me, like, why am I not doing research on this? So, you know, if anybody wants to throw your boy a few $1 million for some science grants, holla at your boy. So I have my temperature gun right here to make sure that this temperature is perfect. Now, I'm gonna pour this in like so. Oh my God. Oh, this is different. Oh yeah, this is definitely different. Ooh, yeah, I've never had a, ooh. It kind of smells like shit, like, but like not bad. Like, kind of smells like shit, but not bad. What the fuck am I saying? My recommendation for having coffee is to get the actual beans and ground them up right as you're about to make your coffee. However, given the fact that we didn't have that for this one and we had just the bagged one, it's like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, it's fine. But if you're drinking coffee every day or something, or, you know, like 5 days a week, because maybe you shouldn't do something like that 7 days a week, just throwing that out there, maybe, I don't know, 5 days out of 7. What's so hard about that? But if you are doing coffee regularly, try to buy the whole beans and then ground them up yourself. This essentially protects against oxidation, because when you start like ripping and shredding the compound, then certain things start releasing and it could start oxidizing. So that was 10 minutes brewed at about 205 degrees in this French press. I am so excited for this right now. All right, let's Ooh, baby. Ooh. Like very mellow. It's rich, but not strong or overpowering. That's very interesting. Yeah, it's like a darker roast, but feels lighter. All right, fuck this. I need to taste this. All right.
Well,
Really good.
really good.
That's so flavory. Okay, it's like really hot right now too, so I'm just powering through it. But this is also important. The reason that I'm drinking it right this second, right when it's super, super hot still, I'm gonna drink it all the way down so that I can taste different flavors at different temperatures. Like I said in the beginning, if the farming standards for these animals and if the growing standards for the coffee can be better and the standards can be the highest they can be, then I would support using this coffee. But given the current standards, I am just enjoying this as a nice little cheat right now. I usually drink bulletproof coffee, bulletproof black coffee. The reason I enjoy bulletproof brands black coffee so much is because they use really high standards in the growing process of the coffee fruit. So that's really what I'm looking for before anything. The pesticides that were sprayed, how the soil was treated, the harvesting process, the entire process from just the second the seed goes in the soil to when it's in my cup. I am consciously paying attention to every part of that process. So if you notice, my biggest issue with the coffee is not the flavor, it's not how the coffee was produced, but it's with the standards that were used that could be better. But given the fact that most people who raise animals in this world today are very profit driven, so they are not really thinking about the livelihood of the animal. And I mean, if you really think about it, how could I expect some random person to treat an animal based off of my standards when that person doesn't even know what those standards are? So, you know, this is just a lack of knowledge in why farmers use these types of more shady methods, whether it's like a cow or a civet. Like, if they just had the education to understand that you can actually produce these products at the same price, if not more affordable, using higher quality standards, you bet your ass they would use them. Because, you know, for me, it's about raising the standards. For them, it's about profit. But the nice thing about my standard is that using this high standard, while it does seem like it's more expensive, it's really not. The next thing I would probably judge on this is like caffeine content, how it feels, you know, like how energized I get, what the flavonoids, different polyphenols and stuff are making me feel. Because every compound that's in your plant past just the caffeine is going to be affecting you in one way or another. So I stay very, very conscious of all of that instead of just focusing on like how fucked up does this caffeine get me? Is it really strong caffeine? Like, well, there are other parts to a plant other than just that one compound. So if you're traveling around Asia and you just land in Indonesia and you just happen to be in Bali and then you see this Kopi Luwak everywhere, just make sure to ask them these questions. What did you use in the growing process of the coffee? Where did you get the coffee from? And then ask them if the civets that they're using are caged or if they went out and foraged the beans in the wild. Because there are different ways that people are doing this. So make sure that you ask, and if they say, yes, we put them in cages, ask them this. How long are they in cages? If they keep those animals in cages 24 hours a day, no fucking way. No fucking way that me knowing that I am going to give you money for torturing animals. Like, nah, fuck that, not my standard. What I'm noticing from this blend is like nice focus, balance without like too much aggressiveness, you know? Sometimes when you're drinking your coffee, it comes on a little strong. This is coming on really nice. So we got Ben Keane over here. This is the man behind the camera. We got Bobby Roberts over here. He's the man behind a lot of the Specker stuff. Helps me out a lot. Shout out Specker Squad. We out here. Now, we about to try this coffee with the boys. Let's go. And it's important to note too, Bobby grew up hating coffee. Like Bobby has PTSD from being force-fed coffee when he was younger, so he did not like coffee. When me and Bobby first started hanging out, he's like, no, I won't drink any. And now he slowly started integrating coffee back in because we're drinking high-quality coffee. Now you're drinking the world's most expensive coffee, and what do you think?
Honestly, I don't even taste bitterness, for me at least.
Very smooth.
It's light.
Very,
I like
smooth.
it.
See?
It's
I like it.
tastes great for shit too. Like
Yeah, right? Like, yeah. Y'all are not gonna taste shit because after the animal shits, they take it, they clean it, they process it, and then they roast it, and then you have your coffee. So it's gone through an entire process, we'd hope.
We hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we're like the sidemen. Like these big YouTubers, like they all have this like side crew and they're always on video.
Cheers, bro. Cheers.
man.
Let's go.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, cheers.
I know it's crazy to think about, like drinking coffee this straight and not like having the craving for cream or or something to like lighten the load.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. And that's a
Really like
message from Bobby actually.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Damn.
This is perfect. If this gets on here, friends, it's proof. I'm drinking coffee, dudes. I overcame the fear because of the help of Amir.
That's why fear rhymes with Amir.
Dude, eliminating it, dude. So this is fucking proof. Proof. Now I can show you. They don't believe me.
Now I have to put it in the video.
Yeah. They don't believe me, bro. Thank you, Amir. Thank you, Specker. Thank you, Ben.
You're welcome.
Let's fucking go. I actually really like this coffee, and I might have.
Damn, I wonder, like, you know, fucking like get ourselves a civet, you know, put them out in the wild. But see, that's the problem is that the civets in these caged facilities are only being fed the one food. And as we know with factory farming, how they're feeding just corn or just corn and like a bunch of other little bullshit that they add in there to the cows. This is not their natural diet. So as a result, the fermentation process even of this fucking coffee like might not even be up to what it really could be if, you know, like it was fermented through like a healthy animal's body instead of like something that's only fed one fruit.